Hi, welcome. I'm Jackie Maru, and this is a short beginner yoga class. I've designed this yoga class for complete beginners. So if you've never been on a yoga mat before, no worries, this is a great place to start. If you like today's class, head over to yogadownload.com. I have a 5-class series called Yoga 101 that will give you a little bit more of an in-depth look and practice of yoga. Let's go ahead and get started. Come to a comfortable sitting position to begin. So you can cross your legs if that's comfortable for you, and if it's not, no worries, just get as comfy as you can. We're just gonna start with a little bit of a grounding meditation to get this started. Take your hands and rest them on your knees. Close your eyes and just settle in. Settle in. Let go of any sort of ideas that you might have about what yoga is, about whether or not yoga is for you. Let go of the idea that you need to be flexible to do yoga. Yoga is designed to help you become more flexible. So know that you're perfect just as you are to start this practice. In yoga, we do a lot of deep breathing, and deep breathing helps you to calm your mind. It helps your body to relax, and it'll allow you to stretch deeper. It'll also help you just stay present and stay focused on what you're doing. All day long, obviously, you're breathing, but we're not conscious, we're not thinking about our breath. When we're on our yoga mats, we think a little bit more about our breath, and we control it. We make it deeper, more powerful. So let's just start that breathing together right now. Take a big breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, let it out. Inhale through your nose as deep as you can. Exhale through your nose. Now one more, take a big breath in through your nose. And then exhale through your nose again. And then open up your eyes and we'll start our first posture. So come to all fours on your hands and your knees. And if it's hard for you to be on your knees, you can fold your yoga mat in half to give you a little bit more cushion on your knees. Or you can place a towel, 2 folded up towels or a blanket underneath your knees to give yourself a little bit more padding. Now, from here, we'll start with spinal balance. Make sure your shoulders are stacked right above your elbows and your wrists. Now reach your right arm directly forward in front of you, and then stretch your left leg straight back. Try to lift your left heel up to the height of your hips and reach as far forward as you can. If you feel a little bit wobbly here, no worries. You might have never done this before, so it's normal to wobble. It's normal to lose your balance. Just do the best that you can. Now reach and stretch, take a breath in here, and then just release your right hand down right underneath your right shoulder, left knee comes down right underneath your left hip. Reach now your left arm forward and extend your right leg straight back. And this is great for your core, for your balance, stretching your spine here. Reach a little bit more forward, lift your right heel up. Now take a breath in right here where you are. And then release, come right back down to all fours in your tabletop position. If you folded your mat in half, go ahead and unfold it. And we'll move from here into a downward facing dog position. So what's important first in your downward facing dog is that you have your fingers spread really wide, and you're gonna press down through the pads of your fingers right underneath your fingernails. So fingers wide and hands towards the outer edges of your yoga mat. Pull your knees back a few inches from where you were in your tabletop position, and then curl your toes under, and then slowly lift your bottom right up towards the sky. Separate your feet here, hip-width distance apart. That's pretty important. And then press your heels down towards the yoga mat. Bend your knees a little bit. If you're tight through your spine and back, if you're rounding a lot, then bending your knees will help you find a longer spine. Otherwise, you can work towards straighter legs as you get more comfortable in this pose. Now, I know that this is not an easy pose to hold, especially if you're new to this practice, but do the best you can to hold for just a couple more breaths. This is a great posture just to kind of decompress and unload your spine. Now take a breath in here. Exhale, let it go. And then from here, walk your feet forward towards your hands. We're gonna come into just a forward fold, sort of bent over position. So keep your feet hip width distance apart, and then literally just bend over your legs. If you're tight in your hamstrings, you can bend your knees at first. It does not matter if you can touch the floor, touch your toes or not. You've just gotta come in as deep as your body's gonna let you come in. Now settle into the pose. If your hands touch the floor, let them. If they don't even worry about it. Feel the sensations in your body. If you feel pain, back out of the stretch. We don't want yoga to hurt. If it's intensity, then you can just breathe a little bit deeper and stay. Let's settle in a little bit more, stretching the whole backside of your body. And then from here, we're gonna roll up. So bend your knees and then roll up. So low back kind of rolls, then middle back. Come all the way up to a standing position on your mat. Stand up tall, pull your shoulders back behind you. Keep your feet right underneath your hips and your toes pointing directly forward. So they're not turned out at all. We want to point them directly forward. From here, bring your hands just right next to your body with your palms facing forward. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chest, and just stand tall, stand strong in your body. From here, we'll move into what we call mountain pose or Urdhva Hastasana, Tadasana, you'll hear it too. Now reach and stretch your arms up and over your head, just as tall as you possibly can. Reach really long. Instead of reaching through the shoulders, try to reach through the sides of your body. Now press down through your feet. Look up just a little bit, but keep your chin in a neutral position. And just hold here, stretching, lengthening. Take a deep breath on your own here. And then release. Bring your hands right by your sides again. And interlace your hands. Just weave your fingers together behind your back. If you're not able to grab your opposite hand behind your back, just get as close as you can to that. Now, pull your shoulders back. If you have that mobility, just pull them back a little bit. Keep your legs strong, straight. And then lift your chest up. Pull your shoulders back and get a little bit of a back bend here as you look up towards the ceiling. If it's uncomfortable on your neck, you can draw your chin in a little bit. If it's uncomfortable on your low back, you can bend your knees a little. We're just opening up the chest because we spend a lot of our days rounded forward on computers, driving, all that stuff that keeps us in flexion. Here we're in a little bit of extension and back bend. Take a breath. And then go ahead and release. Reach your arms up and over your head now. Once again, as tall as you can into your mountain pose. Now take your right hand and bring it to your left wrist. Pull up on it. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, lean over to the right. Try to keep your hips and your chest square forward. So you want to avoid twisting your body, but keep everything nice and open and square to the front of your mat. You can look up or down here. Lean over, but don't collapse into the pose. Settle in for just a couple more breaths. And then release. Come all the way back up to mountain, arms over your head. Other side, left hand grabs the right wrist, lift up, and then lean just a little bit over to the left. You want to lean enough so that you can really feel it. We're going to feel that deep stretch through the right side of our body because everything gets very compressed there. Keep your chin away from your chest. You can look down or up. And just hold the posture, breathing as deeply and as full as you can. And release. Arms up. Really reach. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, take your hands and bring them through your heart and just fold forward nice and slowly. Coming back into that forward fold position. Stretching the back of your body out. Close your eyes, let go of judgments. Let go of how inflexible or flexible you might be. Just feel the sensations of the pose. Take a breath in. Let the breath out. Now from here, bend your knees a little bit. Lift your left leg up off the mat and then step it as far back as you can so that you're in a long stance. Inch your right toes forward so that you're in a low lunge position and your right knee is stacked right on top of your right ankle. From this position, straighten and bend your front knee a couple times. Just coming in and out, you're straightening and bending to loosen, to kind of lubricate your knee joint a bit. And then drop from here your back knee down towards the mat. Climb your hands up onto your lower right thigh just for a moment. And if you need to pad your back knee again, you can. Now sink into your front knee. Lift through your chest. Just feel that deep stretch through your hips. Now your back toes can be pointed or curled. Just make sure your right knee is right above your right ankle. You can inch your right foot forward if needed. Take a breath. And then release slowly. Bring your hands right back down to the mat again. Lift your back knee up and then step your left foot forward, hip width distance from your right. We'll do the other side. Lift your right leg up a little bit and then step it all the way back as far as you can. Stack your left knee over your left ankle and then just straighten and bend. Straighten and bend your front leg a few times. And then sink into your front knee. Drop it all the way down. Your back knee drops. Climb your hands up onto your lower left thigh. And then lunge as deep as your body will let you without force. Make sure your left knee is right above your ankle. If it's not, you can kind of inch your left foot forward. Dive into your lunge as much as your body lets you. Now just hold. Lift your chest up. Stay for a couple breaths. Don't force anything. One more breath here. And then release. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step your right foot forward again. Top of your mat, feet hip width apart, and then just rise all the way up slowly to a standing position. Now turn towards your right, top of your mat, feet hip width distance apart. Now step your right foot really wide. So you're in a really wide leg stance. From here, turn your left toes towards the front of your mat and take a longer stance if needed. Bend your front knee. Make sure that your left knee stacks right on top of your left ankle. Eventually, you want to get your left thigh as open as you can, and you can lunge as deep as you can until your left thigh is parallel against the floor, parallel to the floor. Now extend your arms. Left arm forward, right arm back. This is Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana. It's a posture of strength. So open your hips up as much as you can towards the right side of your mat. Keep your shoulders back. The arms are parallel to the floor. Gaze forward over your left fingertips. Connect to the strength within you. Let's take a deep breath here. Hold on to it. And then release, straighten your front leg. We're going to take the other side now. So turn your left toes in. So your left toes are now parallel to the front of your mat. And then turn your right toes out. So your right toes now point towards the back of your yoga mat. From here, bend your right knee until your right knee stacks right above your left ankle, and you're welcome to lengthen your stance if needed. Now extend your arms up so they're parallel to the floor. Gaze forward over your right fingertips as you find your Warrior Two. Come into your strength. If anything hurts, back out. It's okay to back out and not to lunge so deep. Keep your back leg, your left leg, really strong, really straight. Try to relax, even though you're in a posture that's not so relaxing. Take a breath. and then let it go. Release, straighten your right leg all the way. Now turn your right toes in. From here, we're gonna take a wide leg forward fold. So lift your chest, lengthen your spine, and then fold with as flat of a back as you can, so with as long of a spine as you can. Instead of just rounding, try to hinge from your hips as you fold forward. Fold forward as deep as you can, and then just let your hands kind of hang down to the floor, towards the floor, or you can grab a hold of the outer edges of your legs. If you feel pain, it's okay to bend your knees to back out. You don't have to have straight legs. Straight legs will stretch your hamstrings more, but not everyone can straighten their legs in a forward fold. That's okay. Take yourself down just as deep as your body's gonna let you. Let go of the judgments. And remember to breathe consciously, deeply. We'll stay for just a couple breaths. One more inhale here. Exhale, let it go. And then bring your hands to your hips and slowly come all the way back up to standing. Turn your left toes forward and then step your feet together at the top of your yoga mat. From here, we'll work on tree pose, Vrikshasana. It's a balancing posture. It's great for focus, great for calming. Shift your weight into your left foot. Take your right foot, the bottom of your right foot, and bring it to the inside of your shin below your knee. Or you can grab a hold of your right ankle and bring your foot all the way up to the inside of your thigh. Don't rest your foot on the inside of your kneecap though. Let it be either above or below your knee. You can take your hands to your heart, or they can come out wide. Whatever works, this is your tree. You might lose your balance here. If it's the first time you've done this since you were a kid, stood on one foot, then it's probably gonna be challenging. You gotta keep practicing anyway. Pick one spot, one thing to look at, and keep your eyes fixed on that point, and that will help you with your balance. If your balance just isn't happening, you're welcome to hold on to a chair. Or better yet, just keep trying. Take a breath, let it out. And release slow. Right foot to the yoga mat. We'll move into the other side. So shift into your right foot. Take your left foot to the inner shin below your knee. Or grab a hold of your left ankle and place the bottom of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Hands can come to your heart, or they can come out wide, or they can even come up. We lose our balance all the time. Bring yourself right back in if you lose your balance. Don't get discouraged. That won't help you. That won't serve you at all. Just keep on trying. Lift your chest. Focus your eyes on one point. One breath in, let it go. And slowly release, left foot all the way down. Hands by your sides again, palms face forward. Inhale, reach and stretch your arms up and over your head. Really find the length. As you exhale, forward fold. Slowly melt it down. One more time, we forward fold together. Stretch the back of your body out. The more you do this, the more open your body will become. And the stronger your body will become too. From here, step back one more time to a downward facing dog. So step left foot back, step right foot back, and find that upside down V-like position with your body. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Look at your hands now and make sure the inside of your hand, the knuckle of your first finger and the knuckle of your thumb is glued down to the mat. It's not coming up at all. Take a breath in here. Really fill yourself up. Exhale, let it go. Drop down to your knees. And come on to a sitting position one more time. From here, take the bottoms of your feet together. You can face forward on your mat or not, whatever's more comfortable. Take the bottoms of your feet together, let your knees fall out wide. From here, sit really tall, sit long in your body. Now take a big breath in. One more time, hinge from the hips instead of rounding from the spine. Just hinge forward as far as your body's gonna let you go, even if it's just an inch. You can grab a hold of your feet or reach your arms forward. Stretch, close your eyes if that makes it easier for you to focus, and just find your breath. It's always there for you to focus on. Come down deeper if your body lets you as we hold the pose. One more breath in here. And then let it go, let it out. And stay a little bit longer in the pose on your own with your breath to stretch out the back of your body. And then from here, release. Pull your knees in together towards each other. Turn and face the front of your mat if you've turned. And then reach your arms forward out in front of you. We're gonna slowly roll down, but use our core muscles, our abs to roll us. So the lower back will hit the mat first, then the middle back, then the upper back, if you have that range of motion. If not, we just work towards it together. So slowly start to roll yourself down here. And then from here, we'll move ourselves into bridge pose. So bend your knees, bring your ankles directly underneath your knees. Bring your arms right next to your body with your palms facing down. Feet hip width distance apart. Slowly lift your bottom right up off the mat. You don't have to lift as high as you possibly can or push yourself too hard, but lift it up so that you feel the opening in the front of your body. A tendency here is for the chest to move towards the chin. We want to lift the chin away from the chest, okay? Chest will keep moving more towards the chin, but we always want to pull our chin out of our chest so that we have the curve in the back of our neck. Now look up only, don't turn your head to look at the screen, just hear my voice, because you really want to keep your neck still in this pose. If you want, you can interlace your hands underneath your body and kind of shimmy your shoulders together more underneath you to get that lift. If not, stay right where you are. Now, the hardest thing to do in yoga is hold these postures. Close your eyes. Tell yourself that you can, and stay. Stay in the pose. If you feel pain, yes, you'll back out. If it's anything else, stay and breathe. I'm right here with you. You'll feel it in the glutes. You'll feel it in the butt muscles. Take a breath here. And then release your hands. Slowly roll your spine back down on the mat, but this time you're going to start with the upper back, middle back, lower back will hit last. From here, we'll take a glute, a hip opener. So bend your knees to a 90-degree angle. Take your right ankle and bring your right ankle in front of your left knee. Now take your right hand and just bring it through the little hole you've made with your legs and grab your left hamstring, or you can grab a hold of your left knee. Left hand wraps around the outside and you grab a hold of the outside and you can start to pull in. And you'll feel from that point, you'll feel that stretch. Deep stretch through your glutes. If you haven't quite got it yet and you need a visual, I'll show you from a different angle what this will look like. Now just breathe. If you don't stretch your glute muscles a lot, you'll really feel this one through your hips, through the back area of your body. Couple more breaths. Let's switch it out. Take your left ankle, bring it on top of your right knee or in front of your right knee. And then left hand goes through the hole you've made to grab the inner knee. Right hand grabs the outer knee. This is your figure 4 on the floor. You can hold knee or you can grab a hold of leg or hamstring. If you're not able to grab it, you just get as close as you can. Close your eyes and find the breath. Let the breath flow in, let it flow out. There's nothing you have to do at this moment besides exactly what you're doing. Releasing stress, releasing tension, trying something new perhaps. Give your all to it. One more breath. And from here, release. You're going to move into a spine twist, a floor spine twist. Bend your right knee in towards your body and straighten your left leg out. From here, guide your right knee across your body towards the floor on the left of you. Keep your shoulders down. Your right shoulder stays down. And then reach your right arm to the right. Look over your right hand. It's okay if your right knee is way off the floor. That doesn't matter. This is a great way just to twist your spine, to let go of tension, to increase your range of motion. Close your eyes if you can, or just pick one spot to look at and just settle into the pose, settle into the moment. Don't push too hard on your leg with your hand. You don't want to force our way in, but rather relax. And release, come on back to center. Straighten your right leg out. Bend your left knee in. And then with your right hand on the outside of your left knee, guide it all the way across the floor. And then reach your left arm to the left. Also turn your head to the left. You want to turn your head far to the left so that the stretch, the twist, goes all the way through your neck. Pick one spot again to look at. Or close your eyes and just feel the effects of the posture. Remember to keep your shoulder blades down, even if it means that your left knee's way up off the floor. Mine is. Focus on your breath. And release slowly. To center, straighten your legs out in front of you all the way. This is the best pose of all. It's called Shavasana. Bring your arms right by your sides and turn your palms to face up. Close your eyes and just lie against your mat. We do this pose at the end of every single yoga class that we take. It's final relaxation, and it's probably the most vital, the most important pose that we will ever take in yoga. Because we do all day. We're busy being busy. There's so much that we have to do. But rarely do we stop when we're wide awake in the middle of the day and just lie still or sit still. It's so important just to pause while awake. So take this pause, because that's what it is. Do your best to relax, and if you're not all the way relaxed, that's okay. Just let your breath come and go. Let your chest rise and fall. Try not to entertain thoughts about the future or the past too much. But let yourself be in clarity, in the moment. We'll stay here for just another minute or so more, in quiet. Don't get up yet though, or turn it off. You need this pose. Start to deepen your breath. And slowly open up your eyes. Reach your right arm over your head and then turn your body into a little curled up fetal position, facing your right. And then use your hands to press yourself up, or your right hand to press yourself up to a comfortable sitting position on your yoga mat. We always end every class by saying namaste to each other. So take your hands together right in front of your chest. Spread your fingers apart from one another. Namaste just means that the teacher in me honors the teacher in the light in you and in all things. Take a breath in. Exhale as you just bow forward. Namaste. So good job. Congratulations if this was your first yoga class. Keep practicing this class over and over again, and as well as other beginner yoga classes, so that you can just get stronger and more open. And the practice will get more peaceful the more you do it. If you did like today's class, check out yogadownload.com. I have over 50 classes available on there, as well as a 5-class series called Yoga 101. Thanks so much for joining me today.